Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the 580 Show. Before we get into our interview with Anthony Fuhrman, I just want to remind you all, you can go to 580barbell.com, hit the pre-workout drop-down menu, and select Horsepower Pre-Workout. We currently have our new pre-workout available only in watermelon. We will have a mixed berry flavor coming out in the next few months as well. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email or a DM on Instagram. We'll be happy to answer. Thank you all so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy this interview with Anthony Fuhrman. Here's the episode. All right, everyone, we're back. Episode 61 of the 580 Show. Myself, Frawley, and special guest, Mr. Anthony Fuhrman.
Heyo.
Thanks for joining us again, man. You're a reoccurring guest now, so
yeah, I'm a regular.
We appreciate it, man. So, the Clash online qualifiers are done. Yep. 3 weeks of, I'm sure, what was chaos in your life and TJ and everyone involved in Strength Collective. But how did you think it went? You know, what are you feeling now that it's all done?
Well, I'm relieved because it really is it's a constant job, because there's always, I mess something up, somebody messes something up, get answer questions. The athletes, they cut their videos off. There's tons of stuff that happens throughout the week, and then just watching those videos takes me. The first week it took me a day and a half. I was sitting in my home office for about 8 hours. So I'm relieved, but also I'm beyond humbled at the amount of people. Not only the amount of people, all of it, amount of people, the quality of people, and as excited as I saw people, they were sharing. They seemed legitimately excited about it, which is not the easiest thing to get people to do, is be excited. So
right. I mean, I'm sure like if you would look at the analytics, like behind like your guys like Clash, like social media accounts, it has to be insane these last 3 weeks.
Well, yeah. And again, I take personal pride in that, because we created something worth talking about.
100%.
Sure. And it's a special feeling when you can do that, get people talking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know, just like talking to guys in my class and other guys that I know, in the 90s, and some females I knew competing, just genuinely how grateful people were to kind of like, it's like, all right, like we're getting our opportunity now. Like this is awesome. So I know that people were very grateful. Like,
see, some of the stuff, that word, I hate that fucking word, because it brings me back to the reason I started grateful.
Oh, gotcha.
Nobody in this sport should have to be grateful for an opportunity to showcase themselves. That's why this exists, because I shouldn't be grateful for having in a sport, for having the ability to showcase my talent. I shouldn't be grateful for that. You should be grateful I'm coming to your show. So I'm sorry. Like I hate it, because nobody should be grateful to me at all. They deserve everything. Nobody's giving them anything.
Well, it says a lot about how much, just since like COVID, honestly, since you said you kind of spoke this into existence one night, like over, I think you said like a bottle of bourbon or something, but you were just spoke into existence. And dude, it honestly, it is, not to like hype you up and stuff, but it's been awesome just to have the ability. Like, this was my first time doing, I have never submitted for OSG, and the way you guys did your online qualifiers was a little bit different. And I really, really liked, so a couple things I really liked is Thursday to Sunday. Like, that's awesome. It's the CrossFit style. Like, it's what I like about strongman is that you're going to get the strongest people qualified, right? Because you can't, like, if you release nationals events a year in advance, like a lot of times people are going to just dial in for nationals, and then they're going to just focus on 5 events for literally a year.
Yeah.
A lot of times the strongest person's still going to win. However, it kind of muddies the water just knowing what events you have a year in advance. So I really like that aspect of it.
Well, I looked at it from several ways. One, the CrossFit model is just a little more exciting, the way they did their online qualifiers. I was part of the CrossFit gyms where they would have watch parties Thursday nights.
Oh yeah.
They would go nuts. They would do the workout immediately. They would plan their workouts around that weekend, so they know they'd have to try it once or twice. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I figured if you could bring that level of excitement in, or try to get maybe the spark, just a little piece of that. And two, you talked about specializing in especially with this online qualifier, there's cases where a half a point was the difference between somebody getting an opportunity and someone not. So I didn't want that half point to be something as stupid as athlete A had access to the log the whole week, where athlete B may be stronger, but they only have the log once a week. So they don't have they couldn't kind of prep for it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So if they don't know the events, they can't prep for it. So the strongest will survive. That's it.
Yeah. So just going back to your point, we started our gym in the corner of a CrossFit gym. So we used to see like the open qualifiers.
Yeah.
And I know you don't like the word grateful. I just learned that, but I'm grateful because if I got to send you my, well, actually, I guess you saw my qualifier videos, you or TJ or whoever reviewed them, but the amount that it brought our
it was Papa Fuhrman saw all those videos.
So like, I still need to make a post about it, but how much it brought our gym, we're a very tight knit group already, but how loud it was. Like when I was doing my deadlift, I almost had to blame them because I could feel my feet shaking from how loud our gym was. We had guys down on all fours banging on the ground. Like it was,
I got goosebumps.
So exciting.
I love that. I love that shit, man.
It was cool as fuck. It was cool as fuck.
That's amazing. Yeah. They all came together for that one moment for you.
Yeah.
Well, so we normally do our strongman Saturdays at 10 a.m. At our gym, and we get a big group, and every single person and more we had a supplement boost, so we couldn't do it at 10 a.m. Came at 3 p.m. because I was doing my final qualifier for the sandbag. And literally I was in the circle of 25 plus people. Yeah. So I owe a lot of it to the people that showed up and like supported. And like I said, I think it made people want to do it in upcoming years and get involved more and ask more questions and stuff like that. So I'm just thankful, like the people that were around and to help and support and like weigh all your weights. I feel bad for these dudes that were doing it in the garage by themselves. Like props to them.
Man, it killed me. I was trying to find ways to make it where it wouldn't be like ridiculous, like, but it's with some of the stuff, it's almost impossible. That's why the sandbag, that's one of the reasons I picked that event is because it's easy to weigh, it's easy to make, it's easy to have, it's easy.
Yeah.
I felt bad for like the log in the axle. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, guys.
I got kicked in the nuts on the axle. So I did my last warm up, which was we thought was 545, what would be loaded up. All to find out, I used a couple plates that were lighter, and it was like 537. So then that kills you. Yeah, that kills you. But I did love how like actually having to weigh your plates, it sets people apart a lot, right? Because you're not going to split a lot of points because you get a lot of 0.2s, 0.4s. That was a really cool thing too.
And I made sure, initially as I was going through, like I did all the conversions, like the kilos to pounds, like on an actual official calculator, so I can get the decimals.
Sure.
Stuff like that, because I did want to have separation as best I could.
100%. So one question that a lot of people asked us to ask you was, how difficult was it to pick the events so you could have, because there's people that train in garages, people that only have a strongman gym once a week. Like, what was that process like of sitting down and saying, like, did you have the 3 events picked in advance? Like, did you know, or were you kind of like, okay, first event, let's see how it goes. I have a rough idea what the next one's going to be. How did you decide those 3 events?
So I talked it over with Tyler Purdue, who we brought him on as kind of a director of operations for our shows. He comes in with a little more organization. I put it this way: every day, my afternoon's blocked off for creative space. That's just how I work, and I'm not very like, I don't have an hour by hour schedule type thing.
Sure.
But he's very good at that. So we brought him in and we talked about it. We in both Tyler and I, we've been around the sport so long. I mean, honestly, selecting the events is almost fairly easy because I've been there. I've trained out of a gym. I've trained everywhere. So like at this point in my career and just my experience, I kind of just know what are the things people could or not. We actually were going to do an axle clean and press. But I decided I was like
pissed me off so bad. Damn.
Yeah. I was like, no, I'm gonna give people a break for this thing. We'll use a log.
We were hoping it was gonna be a clean and press for Josh for an axle.
Damn it.
But picking the events, I mean, honestly, just with our combined experience, it was fairly quick. And the one thing we were gonna do is we were gonna have set weights for the first 2 events, but we decided for an ease of the athletes and just ease of scoring to kind of make it events where there'd be some more separation instead of rep.
I will say I really enjoyed the way you guys did the sandbag because it was like a strongman show. So it's like, the guys you compete against, you guys are all doing the same weight. So it's like, just do as many as you can. It's not work up to whatever you can. So I like that format too.
Yeah. That was actually my idea. That part was one, I love sandbag shoulder. It's one of my favorite exercises.
I do too.
And 2, I kind of used some data because we used the sandbag over shoulder for the 105 international qualifier we did.
Right.
And we had them use, I think, 140 kilos. And the best we got was like 10 reps. So I kind of based off
Sure.
that, for you
Sure.
guys.
I
The
thought,
females was hard to kind of
yeah,
circle on because the strength levels can can vary so widely on different events.
right. Well, you guys did a good job because if you look at the reps across the board for all the classes, they were pretty, like
Yeah.
that double digit range, you were probably in the top 10. I saw one female, I think I saw 14 or something like that.
I think there was a couple 14s out there, but that's the exception. That's
A
that's somebody
14
that's
doing it. I think a 14 was pretty much the perfect run. Like no matter strength level, that's a rep every 5 seconds. You know
that's
what I mean?
that's not having to lap it for the first 5 at least.
Right.
Like, you just
100%.
Yeah.
It was that was a really fun event. So that's interesting to hear how you guys do it. Now in the future, do you foresee like next year, do you plan on continuing to do online qualify for like the 80s and 90s like this?
I mean, honestly, it all depends on how quickly we can expand. Perfect world, we'd have regionals for every class, but you do have to look at things like, is that going to be crowding it to the point where it's hurting the athletes instead of helping them?
Yeah.
That's one thing I've been very wary of, is I don't want to put athletes in a position where it hurts them or in any way, shape, or form. So I don't want to make them choose necessarily things like that.
Yeah.
And again, infrastructure. We might as well be a nonprofit with as much profit as we bring in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So like we're not at the point where we're really making money where we can expand and because one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to expand at the in a way that would hurt the overall message and brand. I'm not going to unless I can give 10K to the pro shows, things like that, unless we can guarantee certain things for all these athletes.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's like almost, I think a thing that's appealing about the Strength Collective shows, the class shows, are that they're like novelty. It's not like other strongman federations that have shows in multiple locations every weekend.
And, yeah, I don't want to be that. That's not my, I have no interest in that.
100%. So I think honestly, I love the online qualifiers. If you guys stuck with that, I'd be more than happy. I think one advantage for the competitors is that people go on vacation, people have lives, like whether we want strongman to be what we do, but the reality is it isn't. So the online qualifier, like even if you're on vacation, there's going to be a strongman gym within an hour of you or whatever, and you can go grab a log on a Sunday if you absolutely need to.
And it's really easy. I mean, I could probably say now we're going to keep the online qualifier at the same time every year.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty easy to do. And I do like the online qualifier. Ones get easy, even so. Let's say I don't want people to have to travel and lose money unnecessarily. And if the online qualifier works and it gets the right people there's no reason to make anybody, have to come at any inconvenience. So it's one of those things. Like you said, I have no interest in being a federation. I detest federations.
Right. Yeah. And one thing that I thought was really cool for my class was how many overseas other countries, and it's like if there's one kid from Norway doing it, how would he travel to do that? You know what I mean? So
yeah. Another thing I want to include anybody in the world that wants to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Yeah, it's another reason too. Because once you start doing regionals here, then you have to set up qualifiers for outside the states and this whole tangled mess. And I'm just that mistake has been done in the past, and I'm not going to make that same mistake.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets from the online qualifier? Anything you would change if you look back after these 3 weeks? Anything?
Find somebody smarter than me to do the spreadsheets. It was so I'm pretty proud. The spreadsheet only had one issue, and that was with the 91 women overall score because I screwed up the formula and the final points. But it was funny. TJ's the brains behind the operation, and so I assumed he was going to do a spreadsheet, and it was like the day before the qualifier started, and I was like, "Oh fuck, bro! Like we don't have a spreadsheet." I'm like, I'm not going to count all these points every week. So I had to do a YouTube tutorial on how to create. I did it. It worked.
Dude,
but there was, we did make some mistakes with it in that first week. There were some scoring mistakes on a few things that we ironed out. Essentially what happened was I took over viewing. So there's one set of eyes.
Yeah.
Keep it consistent.
Yeah. We talked about it before the episode, but having everyone be able to view everyone in their classes videos.
I'm sorry, everyone watching, you guys ruined it because I don't need emails from people saying, "Hey, Travis K didn't clean the log right. His rep shouldn't count. Like, shut up. That's why you guys got denied access.
Right. Yeah. I know, even just like I can't imagine yours, because mine, like, we all gossip in strongman. You know
Yeah,
how
I
it
know, it's
goes. Like,
fine.
everyone's like, did you see so and so's rep? Like, that's bullshit. I'm like, are you gonna tell Anthony? I'm like, no, dude. He's got like 400 submissions to look at.
And listen, I'll say this. I was very lenient with judging because, one, the way we did this, it's not like you had an opportunity to fucking redo it if I said it was a bad rep.
Yeah.
So I felt that would be unfair to be too strict.
Sure.
And do that to people. And two, it's an online qualifier. The angles are all different on every video. It's just cut me some slack.
Yeah.
You know.
No, 100%. I know, like,
again, I'm not trying to create more barriers by being super strict. You know.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
You
we
just have
talked
to
about it
decide
last
what you
week.
want to be. Like,
Yeah,
you have to
we talked-
decide. Like, are you going to be super strict, or are you going to be kind of lenient and give the guys like?
I'll say I probably took more reps from the sandbag than any other event.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes they were. Because when you turn the right way, I can't tell if you went all the way over the shoulder. But when you're facing the camera and I see the elbow down, I'm like, oh, that ain't over the shoulder.
Yeah. So this is one I might catch slack for bringing up, but would you ever consider, for an online qualifier, this came out from multiple people in the Q&A, would you ever consider making the classes weigh in within a percentage of the, like, so say, like, we can use my class because it's easiest for me, like a 175 or 80 kilo, whatever, 80 kg.
You want them to be within a certain weight range.
Within like a reasonable, like, say, like 105, 108% of the class. Because one thing I saw people complaining about, whether you care or not, but this is something that people submitted, so I figure, you might as well ask.
Yeah.
People that have never competed in this class, and they've only competed in a higher class than what they did, and then they're walking around 45 pounds over the class that they're doing the online qualifier. So, like, for them, the sandbag is like a body weight sandbag. You know what I mean? Is that something that you guys would consider?
I'll just clearly say no, I'm not considering that, and I won't.
Okay.
And my reasoning, one, for example, there's Luke Davies, who's competing in 90 kilo, who's traditionally a 105 guy.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't make weight, he's not welcome at that weight class show ever again.
Right. Okay.
He's not welcome.
He's a super nice guy.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
sure.
one thing we're implementing. If you miss weight, you're done.
Yeah.
You don't get that opportunity again with us.
That's a pretty high stipulation. Yeah.
Because you're a professional.
Sure.
That's what you are. You're a professional. So if you miss weight, you don't compete with us in that weight class again.
I like that. That's a cool
that's
idea.
fair.
Yeah. That's
so, if people want to use this as motivation to lose weight, who am I to tell them no?
Sure. 100%. Yeah, no, that was just, it wasn't it was just something that a lot of people asked about. So I figured, I'm not going to not ask while we have you here.
No, I get it. And I've heard that question. It's something I considered, but again, it seems counterintuitive to what I'm trying to create, which is opportunity for anybody that wants to come seize it. If they want to seize an opportunity 90 kilos, that's on them.
Sure. Yeah.
Make sure you make weight though.
Yeah. And it's like,
that's fair, man.
No, that's
fair.
a good point too. So it's like,
again, as a guy who cut weight a lot, I don't think there's a reason to ever miss weight at a pro level.
Sure.
You see amateurs do it. It's a learning process. It's fine. But
Good.
at the pro level, if you miss weight, you don't belong in that weight class.
Yeah. It's a good point too. Like, maybe there's a guy that's been a 231, right? But he's never had the opportunity as a 90 at this level. And now
he ate his way up to 231.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but there's been more of a, that's a great point. That's a great point. So, hey, if you make it, just make weight,
Yeah,
sure.
Or you could just gain weight.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But great point. This is just something a couple people asked. So
that's fine. No, that's all right. Hey, anything you want to ask away.
That's great perspective. That's why we asked the questions. That right there. That's something we didn't think about when we've talked about it. So that's exactly why we ask the questions when we have you on.
Yeah, of course, man. Anytime.
I'm going through the questions. I'm making sure I don't miss some of the big ones that people sent in. So how will you guys do? Okay, say a class has 12 invites, and those invites are final, and someone drops out. Will you guys just go down the list?
Yep.
and invite the next up.
We've already done that for the 80 class and the
Ooh,
82 women class.
nice.
So that's what we're doing. So if you don't, the only way to get in as an alternate is to do the online qualifier. I won't take fourth place from OSG. I won't take any other placings from any other thing. You have to do the online qualifier to be on the alternate list.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm
Cool.
gonna need a lot of dropouts. That sucks. Not rooting for guys that drop out. I need like 4 more. But
Jesus.
I won't root for that.
I will.
Did you guys think about doing multiple? Did you guys, when you were setting up the online qualifier or looking into the future, thoughts on having more than 3 qualifier events, or is 3 kind of like your Goldilocks zone where it's like perfect and you think that will give you the best?
I think threes are good because you can test basically all the modalities you need.
Yeah.
I think if you extend it further, for example, this interrupted people's Arnold prep, some of them, and I didn't want, if you interrupting 3 weeks as opposed to 5 weeks is a big difference.
Sure.
And I don't want to do that to people. I don't want to raise their risk of injury and all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to probably keep it at 3. That's probably where I'll stay.
I think too, going back to what we said, if you have, the more you have, the harder it's going to be to have availability and ease and opportunity for.
Yeah, you
people
run
to
out of
do.
stuff unless I'm just like, hey, bench press.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to probably
I
have,
might do bench press next year just to fuck everyone up.
there you go. I might like that. I'm actually decent at bench. But so you'll probably have an overhead, a deadlift, and then like an event that tests athleticism, moving.
Essentially, yeah, I got to test. I got to test that cardio a little bit.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's
And again, saying a yoke, not everyone has the yoke. Farmers, not everyone has farmers. So that's why I went with the sandbag.
yeah.
It'll probably be sandbag based honestly for the most part because ease of access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how you have one more regional event for the middleweights, right? And the record breakers and all that stuff. How have the first 3 gone? Like, how was it the first year doing this style?
It was very different. One, in the beginning, I was expecting like a crazy amount of signups, but then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, this ain't really gonna attract everybody, is it? And that's kind of like when we started shifting, almost like the old Marine slogan, the few, the proud.
Yeah.
The few that show up to these shows, those are the ones that are looking to the future, and they are the future. They're the ones that not only are they high performers, they're willing to put themselves in the arena and they're willing to take a chance. And those 3 things are what leads to success. Not picking, not choosing, not skipping, things like that. So
Yeah. Well, that's cool. We'll be in Jersey, so
yeah, but I
lesson.
learned something new at every show though. I mean, I fuck something up. It's different every show. It's crazy how much you learn about shows and how many things you think and then you attention to detail and how much you rely on everyone else. It's nuts. It's been a very crazy learning experience.
It's unique too, though. I mean, you have the live stream, so I'm sure that adds a little bit, and also just how you said how exclusive it is. You're probably like, how many guys do you have coming to Jersey for the middleweights?
I think we got 12 or 13.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah.
That's cool though. Like that's
I'm down with that. I love that.
Yeah,
because that's the best. Yeah, I want the best.
And also one thing that's cool about it is scoring. I think it's like from an actual competitor standpoint, like if you have like 10 to 12, it's not like nationals when you have like 60 guys in your class and then you screw up one event like small, you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of like that like I'm sure the athletes probably like that more than anything.
Yeah, definitely. And again, they all get treated like the stars. It's easier to treat 12 people like stars than 60.
So what's the venue look like for the Jersey one?
It's at the Rahway. It's Rahway, New Jersey. We're using the city's rec center actually.
Cool.
So we'll be right at the city hall. It's like kind of like like a basketball court type thing. We're gonna cordon areas off, create a little arena in there that we do every time to get the feel and vibe of a more intimate show.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we'll be there. Like I said, I'll be deadlifting there. Hopefully,
yeah, you will.
Hopefully, making it to Hilton Head
on kilo plates too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
deadlift
Johnny's got the good equipment.
Oh boy, deadlift bar though.
Yeah.
All right, thank God. Yeah, I screwed around with a deadlift suit for the first time ever. I'm undecided if I'm pulling raw or in a deadlift suit.
It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna take pounds away.
Yeah, it's just, geez, it's compressive.
Wear a cup.
Yeah, I don't know if I have another inch to breathe to even get a cup on how this suit feels.
Look,
But-
man, we get a cup.
All right. I'm my freaking crew's flying out because I'm worried I won't be able to get in a deadlift suit alone. So you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it happens.
yeah, might have to be grabbing you to throw it around a little bit, but yeah, we'll make it happen. I'm really excited. I'm even excited just to watch the show too, like see some of the best middleweight guys. It should be a really good one.
Yeah, these all have been very, very competitive and very fun to watch. These guys, I love watching, as I'm commentating or doing what I'm doing.
So let's go to some big news too. Burying the lead. How are we doing ESPN live?
ESPN live 2 days, Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. And Saturday at 10 p.m.
That's incredible.
The record breakers will be live 7 to 9 p.m. Friday, and then the men's finals will be live. Actually, it'll be live so we're filming at noon on ESPN3. It'll be live, and then they're repackaging it, putting it on main ESPN as like same day live at 10 p.m. So they're actually getting on ESPN twice that day.
That's incredible.
Congratulations. And then also there's going to be 2 post edits made. There's going to be one of the females, the 82 kilo class, are going to get their entire 30. They're going to get a 30-minute ESPN special on just them.
Wow.
And then the men's prelims will be on the packages here too, not just the finals.
That's freaking awesome.
There's a lot of TV coming out of this weekend.
That's insane. That's awesome. That's one thing we've talked about is the opportunity for strongman to be shown live on ESPN.
I've never, like we saw the WUS record breakers live, but that was different, right? I've never seen a strongman show live on ESPN.
Nope.
Competition. This is even the record breakers is still going to be different. Once we air the men's on Saturday, that's going to be history right there.
That's just incredible to hear, like the evolution of like this, it's just crazy.
2.5 years ago, I was told as a 105 that I was never going to have a fucking future in the sport as a 105. I'll put it that way.
Right.
So if you're watching this, you told me that. Fuck you.
Right. Oh man, I've been told that the 80 should be CrossFitters. Like honestly, like that it shouldn't even be a sport in strongman.
Don't worry. Yeah. It's wins. The wins of change are coming.
Yeah. No, I believe it. 100%.
And hopefully it raises all the boats. Hopefully none of them sink. I will hope everyone raises and does the right thing.
I think it will. I think we're seeing how much participation can come if something's done quality. Like,
it's just all goes. It's only quality because of our motto, the athletes first.
Yeah.
Everything I do, almost every decision I make, I'm looking at it from what will benefit the athlete the most.
Yeah. And I just think for so long, like the title, like world championship and this and that has been thrown around on show titles, like too willy-nilly.
There's like 8 world champions per weight class.
Yeah. So I think
I'm staying away from that for sure. That's not what I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
I don't want that title. That's all right. You keep your world championship. You come here and fucking have a party and get paid.
Right. Yeah. That's what I've told people. It's like, you can keep a pro card. If you can compete for actual money, that's what's going to be to me defining as a pro.
I don't understand why we've hung on to this antiquated pro card thing.
I was going to say, do you want to elaborate on that based on your post this week on Instagram? With Evan Singleton.
No, small fun fact: Evan Singleton is considered an amateur heavyweight in America.
Right.
This is the same Evan Singleton that won a Giants live shows and podium 2 other ones.
Right.
Competed at Arnold, South Africa, Arnold, Canada. He's an amateur strongman in the United States.
That's hilarious.
He doesn't have a card.
He doesn't have a pro card.
Right.
Yeah.
The broke system.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
So, and it's a great idea. I felt great when I got my pro card. I felt the achievement was awesome.
Sure.
It really was. I felt special. It was amazing. It's definitely great for something to shoot for. But where we failed as a community in the USA was getting the next step.
100%.
And that's what needs to be done. That's the next step.
Right.
The minute you stop aiming for more, it's start failing. So
yeah, I think and I'm not trying to shit on anyone that has a pro card. That's a crazy accomplishment.
You can shit on me all day. I don't care.
But how much work genuinely goes.
There's tons
into
of work. A pro card is an achievement. It's a great. I mean, it means you are among the best. It does, truly does. I do believe that in my heart. I just think where we failed is the aftermath, the after party. What we do next?
Right. And there are going to be examples, like it is a somewhat broken system. So there's going to be examples, extreme examples like Evan.
That's an extreme example.
That's about as extreme as it can get, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like I've seen that dude do some freaky shit.
And so would you want to see him come to one of your local shows and just fucking destroy everyone to earn a national invite?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you want him to go to nationals and destroy it? You know what I mean? Does he really have to go to nationals and do that?
Right. Yeah. Like imagine Evan going to like nationals this year.
Right.
Like
No. He could, which is scary to think.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
He would have done all the events back to back without breaking a sweat at those
Right.
shows.
Right.
That's actually a kind of hilarious idea to think about him going to nationals this year. That would be kind of funny.
Right.
It would not be fun. It would be fun for you watching all the head coaches walk like shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like me.
Yeah, that's true. He'd be going against Fro.
If I qualified.
It's just, again, it is an extreme example though, but it's still just like, wow. Like, all right.
Yeah. System is a little goofy.
That's all right. We're moving forward. We're moving the ball 1 yard at a time.
Yep.
How's it like? This is kind of a business side question.
Yeah.
How has it been since you've kind of started like the pro series, and now you're going to have an 80 and 90 men's and the 3 women's? How is it looking now with like raising money? Are companies like receptive to that?
Yeah. So one thing we're doing is we're definitely going outside of the strongman, because there's only so much money go around within that sphere,
right?
And even broader, you got to get outside the strength sport one. You have to try and attract local businesses. So all our pro shows, we're doing heavy influence things on the local businesses. Like, hey, you give a certain amount, you get an ad on ESPN next year at our main show. So that's how we're trying to kind of get the local community involved in these shows. And again, we'll keep coming back. Hopefully we keep make weekends out of it. I just long term, I would love to see like Wadapalooza style festivals for all these pro shows where it's
100%.
where it's like a 2-day just, celebration of it. But
100%.
So yeah, I mean, that's really and it's not easy. It's tough. Like I said, we have spent more money of our personal and strength lead into the Clash stuff than I'm comfortable with. But again, I look at it as an investment. I look at all you athletes as an investment. I'm investing in you. When I say you, I mean, yes, you, because you could be too, but the strongman community, I'm looking at it as an investment in the community, because I do believe it's needed and it's going to help. And I think everyone's going to continue to come together. I would hope.
Yeah. So will the 80s, 90s, the women's, these pro series shows that are now everyone's qualified for, are those going to be 1-day shows? Are they going to be 2-day shows?
They're going to be 1-day shows.
Okay.
As of because 2-day shows suck. It costs more money. Blah, 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 a lot of reasons, but sure. 1-day show. And for people flying internationally, I don't want to take up all their time. If they fly for a week and a half, because they're doing a holiday too, I don't want to take 3 of those days up where I could just take like 1.5.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. So how are you feeling in training now? You made your announcement since the last time we talked about you're going to go head to head with Camby.
I mean, I'm feeling fucking strong.
You're looking strong.
Yeah. Like if everything, it's the moving events. Actually this weekend, I'm going to try a yoke for the first time in 18 months or so, I think.
Wow.
Or a year. It's been a while. So much. That's really going to be the test, how my knee holds up to the non-static.
So you were approved for a knee replacement, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to have it January 15th.
And you're just going to hold off and try to make it through this comp?
Yeah. So my plan is, I wanted to beat Camby and win the title one more time. So once I beat Camby, then I'll probably have the knee replacement. My plan is actually I'm gonna have my girl film me with all my trophies as I'm going in, and I think I'm gonna schedule the surgery for the day after OSG.
Damn. Is OSG gonna be in Daytona again this year?
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge.
I was hearing, I don't know, I was hearing rumors about it being overseas, but I don't know. Probably Daytona again, which works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frawley, what do you have?
I didn't follow that closely, but I was curious. How was your participation in the 91 kilo for women, being that it was the new class?
I think overall, I think we had 20 women sign up.
Okay.
So not overwhelming, but
Right.
it was brand new.
hmm
So hopefully, I have in the ladies that did sign up, I have full confidence that they're going to blow it out of the water and make other women want to compete with them.
Sure.
I was
Sure.
kind of following like the top couple. That was an insane battle. It wasn't it split by half a point for one and two.
Yeah, Melissa beat Nadia by half a point.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
man.
so what you're seeing in this class is a lot of the girls that are competing 82. A lot of times they have to diet to stay within that. So now they're going to step up in this new weight
Sure.
class. Now we're going to see some crazy numbers at their full potential because they're
Right.
not having to diet. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that idea. It's like you saw kind of a gap where you think in strong man, strong woman, and hey, let's give it a shot. If it works, that's amazing.
Well, it's almost like what strongman core is doing with the 265 class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the gap. That
Yep.
seems they filled the gap with that. It's
Yeah.
the same idea.
Yep.
I will say I'm happy with no more subclasses like in the federation, because if you
It
would
gets
like,
very messy.
yeah,
Mhm.
super messy. And like, you see a guy and he's like a middleweight, but he's in the 200s, but he's getting scored with the middleweights. It was just, I think they saw the gap for 200, and that's a very filled out class. I'm
Yeah.
sure you had a ton of participation for the 90s, right?
I think the 80s and 90s, I think total signups, I think was in the 70s or 80s per.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had 104 on our Excel sheet.
Was that what?
starting
Yeah,
week
you guys
one.
had. Yeah, I think about 80 or 70 actually did
Yeah.
it. Though. Some people
Yeah.
didn't even. Whatever. That's what happens when you do a free competition.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think we had like 81 at our peak tournament events or something like that. But that's incredible. That's
That blew
awesome.
my mind. I mean, again, it's something I've known. I've known that the 80, 90 guys for years have wanted something.
Yes.
And I've been aware. And last year, as soon as I started 105s, I got tons of messages like, "Hey man, what about us?" I'm like, "Just let me fucking get through this.
Yeah.
Let me get through this first year, and I promise I'll see if I can. I will."
I guarantee if you do an online qualifier for our class next year, there'll be over 100, because so many people messaging me like fear of missing out. Like, dude, I should have just signed up. I'm like, I told it's free. Like,
Yeah.
the worst that happens, like I did it this year. I thought it was just so awesome that it was international. I'm like, besides the 3 guys at OSG, I'm going to get to go against the top guys in the world, not just the US, not just it's like everyone that's the best is going to sign up for this. And it was so cool to see like how you stack up.
It's crazy. And again, that's something people loved about the CrossFit Open. They would sign up just to see how they could stack up against their favorite, the best.
Mhm.
And it's something I there's some merit to it. It gives some of that validation and it doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to go anywhere for it. You don't have to pay for no membership fees, no comp fees.
Yeah, I just think that strongman, like the more I hate to like baby strongman competitors, but it's the reality. Like I was saying earlier, people have jobs that are super different. I work in the oil field, and there's guys that do 14 days on, 14 days off, and they can only leave it to go to the supermarket, whatever. So like having that person have to sign up for a regional show that's 6 hours from them, that person is most likely not going to sign up. So the online qualifier just gives an opportunity to everyone, basically.
And it's just one of those things where you can call it baby or coddling, but I think it's more like I look at it as taken care of, because we're not at the point where if you make it, like it's not like if you go to the class series that everybody gets paid. Eventually that would be fucking amazing.
Sure.
So like that's why it's important to me to make it accessible and ease of access.
Yeah. I think it's just generally it's just a realistic viewpoint, right? Like it's that, hey, not everyone can go and drop and go to a show that's 8 hours away. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
And people want to go to nationals, people want to qualify for OSG, the Arnold, all this stuff. Like it just gives them 3 weeks where it's like, hey, this is free. I can sign up to compete against the best. And it's at my fingertips. So,
and again, it keeps in line with everybody has to earn their place with us. Nobody's given anything. You have to earn it.
Right.
So,
which I love. What else is going on in the strength collective world? Anything you got like you're excited about? I mean, there's a lot to be excited about that we already announced. Is there anything else in the works that's
Well, with the strength league, actually, the website we're redesigning it should be in 2 or 3 weeks done, where it's a lot more user friendly. We're switching it over. The mobile site's going to be a lot easier to use, and then we're actually looking at maybe doing an app eventually ish. We'll see. That's a stretch, because also we're looking to open a gym here soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you said that last time. Tennessee.
Yeah,
Nashville. Actually, I moved there. What day is it? Hold on. I moved to Nashville in 9 days.
Oh, you moved to there in 9 days?
Yeah, I'm retired from the Army now. I'm done. So I'm
Congratulations. I forgot to say that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's why I got this beauty.
How does it feel?
Fantastic. I've never felt this as an adult.
I was gonna say, if you couldn't tell by your Instagram post, I could tell you're a little excited.
I'm sorry.
Well, congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. But other than that, everything seems moving, man. We're just, like I said, one yard at a time, trying to move that ball forward.
Absolutely.
Right on, brother.
Yeah. For all, you have anything else? I think we answered
I don't
everyone's
think so.
questions, which is I'm happy for. I just, like I said, I think everyone is just super pumped at the way the direction this is moving and the opportunities that are being, put forward and everything like that. So,
And I do want to say, people watching this, if you guys do have questions or you have comments or concern, you always reach out to me or email, the email or my Instagram or whatever. Like I'm not going to ignore you or tell you to fuck off. Like I'm going to talk to you and explain my viewpoint. And then if you're a dick, I'll tell you to fuck off. But
yeah.
You gotta earn it.
Yeah, but feel right. Feel free to get a hold of me. It's okay.
Yeah. I can only imagine the amount of questions and stuff you got. Cause like I'm running a show in June and just the constant texts are just,
I
hate to be a dick. Like I really do, but like I got a message today and it was like, hey, I tried to sign up for the show and it says it's sold out. What do I do? I'm like, oh, it's sold out. Like, I don't really know like what to do, like what to tell you, but it's just the level of like, I don't even know how to say it. The level that a strongman will go to ask like the most like in-depth questions of like having me take measurements of a frame of a part of the frame I never thought I would measure is like insane. Or like just your implements in general.
Yeah, it's again, to be fair, if anybody did ask me for that, I would say no.
Yeah,
but that's me.
I'm too nice.
Like, hey, what's the frame measurement? I'm like, oh, I don't know. That'd be my answer.
We're like prima donnas and coddled with like now like strongman when it started is like, we're gonna have like a rock at the show and we're gonna do a max distance carry and we don't even know how much it weighs. To now it's like, oh, what brand Husafel are you?
See, that's evolution, man. That's just a sport. That's what sports do. They standardize things, and that's just it's part of the pain.
Yeah. I forgot to ask too, how many events will there be at the Pro Series events?
So I left it up to the promoters for the show.
Okay.
Between 5 and 6.
Okay. And do you know like a time frame, like how far out in advance? These are just, I'm looking through the last couple of questions.
Yeah. We're getting ready to announce a 64 clash this week.
Cool.
So I would like to get them at least four months out, roundabout, 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to get done as soon as we can, just so we can, let them get time on to train for it and stuff.
Awesome. Well, for all, if you don't have anything else, and we appreciate the time as always. You're always welcome on. I appreciate it. What's your Super Bowl prediction?
I gotta root for them Bengals.
Yeah,
I got to, man. It's just a feel good story. I do like Joe Burrow.
I love Joe Burrow.
I do like Joe Burrow. He's gonna be a pain in the ass for years.
Yeah, but I love him.
I'm torn. I'm rooting for the Rams. I thought as a Steeler fan, you're gonna look back at like those scumbag like Pac-Man Jones and Vontez Burfict.
They ain't there no more though. This is a good team.
That's what I say.
It's just like,
although I do want Stafford to get a ring.
Me too.
I wouldn't be upset about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be mad no matter who wins. Actually,
no.
Yeah.
I want them both to have a good time.
It's like those shirts that the girls wear. I just hope both teams have fun.
Right.
Yeah. I will say the first time in like since I've been watching the Super Bowl that I'm like this indifferent. Like I really don't care. I just want it. I genuinely do want it to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be.
I do too. Burrow does just have that it factor, but as a
Yeah.
Steelers fan, I'm bitter. Like I can't root for AFC North teams. I just can't.
Really?
It's just bad. It's
See,
like
I
a
just hate
trait of mine.
I just hate the Ravens.
Yeah, I hate I work with a bunch of Browns fans, and they're just the most delusional scumbags.
But that's why, like, I don't care about the Browns because, like, they've literally never been a threat, never will be.
Yeah, it's
So, like, they're in a rivalry with us. We're not in a rivalry with them.
it's true. Who do you think, real quick? This is insider because you're a Steelers fan like us.
Oh, okay.
So everyone that's listening from who's going to be the Steelers quarterback week 1 next year? Please don't say Mason Rudolph. Please,
Aaron Rodgers, baby.
You think so?
He's coming to Pittsburgh.
No way.
Aaron Rodgers wants another Super Bowl, and the Packers can't get it done. He knows that. The talent he'll have at receivers and the defense he'll have, and the running game's improved dramatically throughout the year.
Najee, I'm worried about wasting Najee Harris. Like,
we're gonna Le'Veon Bell him.
Yeah, I hope
sure.
we don't.
They're already doing the same thing. It's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
Because
Who knows though? With the new quarterback, we might not need to as much.
I love that
a gunslinger like Aaron Rodgers.
dude. If we got Aaron Rodgers, I would be the happiest guy. I would be
I would buy a jersey immediately.
Oh my god, yeah. I'd buy home and away. Jesus. But man,
no, but honestly, that's my wish. Realistically, though, we're probably gonna get a fucking Garoppolo or some shit.
Yeah. Which I don't. I don't know.
I feel like Garoppolo would be better than Rudolph, but like it doesn't get. I mean, it's not that much better, right? Like it's not like woo, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. It's just like okay, well,
we could get to the Super Bowl maybe.
I like that he's a winner though. Like he has a good track record,
right?
Like, but he's been on good teams his whole life.
He also has Debo Samuel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He doesn't have Debo.
Debo Samuel is free.
That dude.
So, you know.
Yeah, fucking Debo. That's a good point.
Right.
Bring Antonio Brown back. Screw it. That's what I say.
Bring them all back. Bring Bell back. Bring Antonio.
Let's have a reunion. But man,
Emmanuel Sanders is still playing. We can bring him back too.
Who? Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah, he's still playing, isn't he?
Get Mike Wallace. Screw it, man. I'm really happy that I think everyone's questions got answered that sent them in. I appreciate everyone that sent in questions asked. I know they're super appreciative of the opportunities, whether you like to hear that or not. So, and I'm appreciative of you coming on and just being able to bullshit with us and kind of so people can hear it and straight from
I enjoy it, man. Good questions, good conversation.
What else? Where can people find you? Instagram, Anthony Fuhrman Strong.
Strengthlycollective.com, /sps.com.
You and Camby got your podcast going, the Winner's Circle, right?
Yeah, we're filming a fun one tomorrow. It's going to be around the horn style. We're bringing 4 guys on.
That's awesome.
Who's the moderator? You guys should do
So Camby's going to be the moderator, and I'm going to be the one giving points out.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say you guys got to actually have the noise like they used to have, like the ding ding and the.
I can probably find it on my phone and just play it in between.
Yeah, there you go.
You run that live? Do you record that live?
We recorded that, and Camby does his bullshit.
I was gonna say, because if you ran that live like an actual episode, that would be really entertaining to watch.
There's no way. I mean,
Yeah.
so we're having Justin Lloyd, Dan Hughes, Jordan Donaldson, and Terry Rady on.
Okay.
Oh,
it's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
I'll just say you can't record that live.
We're not doing that live.
I kind of understand.
Not with the way cancel culture works nowadays.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get canceled because Terry said my name once.
Yeah.
Let's move on for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I mean, hey, we're gonna see you in about 2 weeks, so we'll see you in Jersey, man.
Excited, guys? Hell yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, guys.
See everybody next time.
Later.